We turn to Brazil now, where Pope Francis is spending some private time today on his first international visit. He's there for World Youth Day. NBC's Claudio Lavanga is in Rio with the latest.
Erica, the Pope took a day off today after his arrival in Rio de Janeiro for World Youth Day, but the party hasn't stopped. Tens of thousands of young pilgrims flooded Copacabana Beach right behind me to attend the opening mass of the event, and they turned immediately this Catholic, the biggest Catholic event on the Catholic Church's calendar, into some kind of religious Woodstock, if you may. Well, the Pope wasn't even here today. The Mass was said by the Archbishop of Rio de Janeiro, but the excitement was evident. Imagine what's going to happen tomorrow when the Pope reemerges from his day off, and if it's anywhere near the scenes of mobbing in the downtown Rio we've seen yesterday, then we are really looking at a spectacular week ahead. Well, now there were issues, of course, concerning the security yesterday. The crowd was too close to the Pope, who had his car window rolled down, and the people could really touch him, and the security guards were trying to push them away. So in a way, they need to rethink their security strategy to tackle what the Pope has called the Latin American welcome. Erica?
All right, Claudia Lavanga in Rio for us. The papal visit to Brazil is so important to the changing face of the Catholic Church. Here to talk about that and the fact that New York's Cardinal Timothy Dolan is also along on the trip is Msgr Joseph Quinn, Vice President for University Mission and Ministry at Fordham University. So, Msgr Quinn, great to see you.
Great to be here with you, Erica. Thank you.
It's already been an exciting trip to Rio, some unexpected excitement, but that Pope Francis really wanted to be welcoming to the people, and so he decided not to bring along the Pope Mobile, which is where he's encased. And I understand when he was mobbed, a woman actually passed him a baby, and he took the baby in and gave it back. What are your thoughts on the beginning of his trip?
Well, he wanted to be happily welcomed, and
yes,
certainly he was, with great enthusiasm. I think that his whole style just underscores again the old adage that joy is still the serious business of heaven. It's for all of us watching, it was kind of nerve-wracking to say the least. But if you noticed, he was never unsettled by it. He remained happy, peaceful, waving while everybody else got excited around him. And I think that's just the joy and the peace that he exudes.
Yeah, tell me about the significance of this trip, the fact that he's in Brazil, really the world's most Catholic populous country, has the most Catholics, but it is slowly changing. So how important is this visit in terms of making sure people continue to fill the pews?
Well, it is important, but it goes back, I think, to the very beginning of World Youth Day. This is the 14th time since 1984 that a World Youth Day has been held in some city somewhere in the world. It is quite historic, but quite significant that it would be in Rio de Janeiro, where this Pope is as fluent in Portuguese as he is in Spanish and in Italian, and in all of those languages, ever welcoming and ever joyous. It is important because it gathers young people from all over the world, including right here from New York. We're particularly excited here in New York because the largest delegation out of the United States is from the Brooklyn Diocese, some 600 students. And in addition to that, we're pleased at Fordham University to have our own delegation joining.
Have they been reporting back?
They have been, with happy pictures and lots of smiles and great enthusiasm. And the energy, I think, is reinvigorating for all in the church, not just those who are in attendance, but throughout the world. These are young people. Today, the Pope said in a tweet, "The church is always young, as you can see at World Youth Day. May we always all be young at heart."
Yeah, and Cardinal Dolan, who certainly is young at heart, is there. I heard part of an interview that he did on Sirius Radio. He seemed overjoyed to be there. Tell me again about the importance of reaching out to young people, and that being the church's mission, especially this week.
Well, the church's mission is always to reach out, to teach, to enlighten, to unite people. And I think it is so important for the people of this community of ours here in New York, or for the entire country or the entire world, to see each other. Is it important for the church? It always has been, to continue to be revitalized. And with a Pope who is so joyful in the energy of young people, how can it not be recharged in its battery? How can it be not brought to new stages and ways of life?
Well, and certainly the church is evolving, using new technology, social media. And briefly, because we run out of time so quickly, what can we expect over the next several days?
Well, the whole World Youth Day is structured on really the Easter Triduum. So you'll see on Friday that they will gather all over the city at different points for Stations of the Cross. Saturday night, the Pope will join them for a prayer vigil. Sunday morning, a Mass with more than 1 million people gathered. It really is phenomenal, any way you look at it.
Well, hopefully he'll have a very successful trip in the remainder of his days there. Monsignor Quinn, thanks again for being on the show. Great to see you. Janice's evening forecast is next, plus this.